Hello and welcome, everyone. Have you ever experienced anxiety when interacting with strangers or speaking in front of an audience? I am certain that I have. Some of us suffer from social anxiety, which is the fear of being scrutinized or humiliated in public settings. In this video, I'm here to present my research entitled Analyzing the Relationship Between Social Anxiety and Social Participation. As students, we can't deny the fact that we often face situations that make us anxious, like speaking in class, meeting new people, or even performing in public. So here, teenagers in the United States have been spending less time with their peers in person. Problems like loneliness, weakened social ties, or difficulties communicating in person could be worsened by a decrease in these in-person interactions. And also, teenagers' social disengagement is increasing, according to research conducted in Shanghai. According to social workers, anxiety prevents many teenagers from participating in activities, emphasizing the growing issue of disengagement. This realization emphasizes the value of expert observations in spotting social anxiety patterns and the necessity of treatments to assist adolescents in readjusting to social situations. According to a study conducted in Japan, 1.5% of the people between ages of 15 and 39 suffer from hikikomori, a disorder in which people isolate themselves from others and spend a lot of time at home. This disorder dramatically lowers social engagement and is a prime example of the serious consequences of untreated social anxiety. Hikikomori also illustrates how mental health, cultural, and societal elements combine to worsen withdrawal symptoms, requiring specialized support networks to assist people in getting back into the society. Also, social anxiety is a common condition among young people in the Philippines, and it has a big impact on their capacity to interact with others. They become socially isolated due to this anxiety, which makes it hard for them to engage in activities or form deep connections. Feelings of loneliness, low self esteem, and difficulties learning critical social skills can result from such isolation. Also, many teenagers here in Sagayen National High School admitted that they find it difficult to interact with others, especially when they suffer from social anxiety. Even basic interactions like speaking in front of the class or participating in group activities can feel overwhelming due to this anxiety. They might therefore steer clear from these circumstances completely, which would hinder their capacity to form bonds and take part in social gatherings at school or in the community. So here is our research objectives. So our research objectives is to describe the level of social anxiety in terms of speaking in public or interaction with teachers, interaction with the opposite sex, criticism and embarrassment, assertive expression of annoyance or disgust, interaction with strangers, and performing in public. Our research objectives is also to describe the level of social participation in terms of social relations and societal connectedness. Our third research objective is to determine the significant relationship between social anxiety and social participation. And our fourth research objective is to determine which domain of social anxiety significantly affects the social participation of students. So here is our hypothesis. There is no significant relationship between social anxiety and social participation of students. Second is there is no domain in social anxiety significantly affecting the social participation of students. So here is our theoretical framework. This study is based on the CBT or cognitive behavioral theory, attachment theory, and social integration theory. So, our first theory, which is the CBT theory, CBT or cognitive behavioral theory. So, according to this theory, which was developed by Adrian Wells, David M. Clark, and Aaron Beck, social anxiety is caused by faulty thoughts and maladaptive beliefs about being negatively judged in social situations. People avoid social situations because of these false beliefs, fearing negative consequences such as rejection or embarrassment. This avoidance affects students' confidence and capacity to participate in group activities by limiting their opportunities for meaningful social interaction. The theory's applicability in comprehending the behavior of socially anxious students is highlighted by the CBT's emphasis that addressing these negative thought patterns is crucial to assisting students in overcoming anxiety and re-engaging socially. Our second theory, which is the attachment theory developed by Mary Ainsworth and Philip Shaver, early experiences influence social and emotional development. Increased social anxiety can result from insecure attachment styles such as anxious or avoidant patterns, which can instill fears of rejection and or abandonment. Pupils who have insecure attachment styles may find it difficult to interact with others because they are always afraid of being judged or excluded. This theory emphasizes how early relationships have a lasting impact on social anxiety and how crucial it is to address attachment issues and interventions aimed at enhancing social engagements in students who struggle with social anxiety. And the third theory that this study was based on is Emil Durkheim's social integration theory. According to this theory, community stability and individual well-being depend on active social participation. Pupils who experience a sense of belonging in their social surroundings are more inclined to participate and make more valuable contributions. Social networks and roles, whether in the family, community, or school, are essential for promoting emotional stability and a feeling of purpose. This theory emphasizes how crucial it is to establish inclusive settings that promote involvement and strengthen students' sense of belonging, as this is essential for their academic and personal success. So here is our conceptual paradigm. So in the left side is our independent variable, which is social anxiety, with the indicators of speaking in public, interactions with opposite sex, criticism and embarrassment, assertive expression or annoyance or disgust, interaction with strangers, and performing in public. And on our right side, which is the dependent variable or social participation, has the indicator of social relations and societal connectedness. So, this conceptual framework looks at the relationship between social participation, which is our dependent variable, and social anxiety, which is our independent variable. Since people with higher anxiety tend to avoid social situations to avoid discomfort and unfavorable judgment, it implies that there is a negative relationship between social involvement and anxiety levels. This avoidance leads to a decline in social activity participation. Cognitive distortions and social support are two factors that may moderate this relationship. Both of them may mitigate the detrimental effects of social anxiety on involvement. Generally speaking, understanding this dynamic can direct the creation of strategies for reducing anxiety and promoting social interaction. So the research design is that this study examines the relationship between two variables, including the direction and strength of that relationship, using a quantitative, descriptive, non-experimental correlational design. This method facilitates the creation of measurement instruments for quantitative research and is perfect for examining the relationship between our independent and dependent variables. A survey will be used to gather data because questionnaires make data collection easier and allow for statistical analysis to find possible correlations. So here is our research locale. So the study area is the Asunción district of Davao del Norte, which has a population of 59,322,000. And there are 27 primary schools spread over 20 barangays and 5 school clusters in the municipality. So our population ensample is that respondents for this study will be Sagayan National High School students, and the sample size will be determined using Sloven's formula from a total population of 1,527. There are 317 participants. Of them, 41 are in 7th grade, 58 are in 8th grade, 53 in 9th grade, 59 in 10th grade, 50 are in 11th grade, and 56 in 12th grade. The statistical tools that we used is so here are the statistical tools that were used. So the mean is used to assess the average levels of social anxiety and social involvement among participants, providing a clear understanding of the overall trends. Person R measures the strength and direction of the relationship between social anxiety and social engagement, identifying whether they are positively or negatively correlated. The regression analysis determines which specific aspects of social anxiety have the most significant impact on social engagement, offering insights into key areas for intervention. The results of a survey examining the connection between students' social participation and social anxiety are shown in the section that follows. In order to gain a better understanding of the factors influencing their social engagement, the findings are intended to shed light on how social anxiety affects their participation in relationships, social activities, and community interactions. So here is our table for the independent variable, which is social anxiety. Now, table 1 reveals that students have a moderate level of social anxiety with a grand mean of 2.99. The highest anxiety is seen in assertive expression of annoyance or disgust with a mean of 3.43, followed by speaking in public or interactions with teachers with a mean of 3.35 and criticism and embarrassment with a mean of 3.30. Lower levels of anxiety are observed in performing in public with a mean of 2.67 and interactions with the opposite sex with a mean of 2.54. While this moderate anxiety does not entirely prevent participation, it may still affect students' involvement in activities and self-esteem, emphasizing the need for support through social skills, training, or counseling. And here is our table for the dependent variable, which is social participation, with a mean score of 3.42 in social relations, 3.51 in societal connectedness, and an overall score of 3.47. Students at Sagayan National High School exhibit high levels of social participation through encouraging peer support, cooperative learning, and community service. This engagement has a positive impact on their attitudes towards social behavior and community involvement. Additionally, it improves their well-being, academic engagement, and capacity to prevent social isolation. So here is our table 3. Table 3 shows a weak negative correlation between social anxiety and social participation, suggesting that students with higher levels of social anxiety may engage in fewer school-related social activities. Social anxiety explains about 18% of the variation in social participation according to the coefficient of determination, which is R multiple R, and it is equal to 0.18. Personality traits, peer support, and educational environment are likely to play a significant role as well. These additional considerations should be made in interventions intended to boost social engagement among socially anxious students. So here is our table 4. Table 4 demonstrates how students' interactions are restricted by higher levels of social anxiety. The social and academic difficulties that anxious students face can be lessened by teachers fostering a supportive learning environment, employing small groups, and promoting gradual participation. So it is here in our table 4, it is illustrated that the indicators for in our independent variable are put it in the table with their p-values. So almost all of the indicators in our independent variable have a p-value of 0.00, which makes it a rejected hypothesis. And conclusion on relationship is significant because of its p-value and decision, except for performing in public, which has a p-value of 0.08, which makes it a accepted hypothesis. And conclusion on relationship, it is not significant because it has a p-value of 0.08 and a decision of accepted hypothesis. So the summary of findings is students at Sagayan National High School have a moderate overall mean score of 2.99 for social anxiety. Social participation has an overall mean of 3.47, which is considered high. Because social anxiety and social participation are statistically significantly correlated, the null hypothesis is therefore rejected. The notion that social anxiety has no effect is called into question, with strong evidence that it influences social participation as indicated by the p-value of 0.00. So in conclusion to that, there is a noticeable degree of social anxiety, and it is very clear how much social participation there is. Social anxiety and social participation have a meaningful relationship, and social anxiety is a significant predictor of a student's social participation. So here is the recommendations. So first is DepEd should continue enhancing its CSE and gender-responsive initiative skills to foster courteous, inclusive interactions that develop interpersonal skills. Second is to adhere to DepEd directives, encouraging SSG and SPG participation in school governance to strengthen students' civic engagement, leadership, and social responsibility. So our third recommendation is enhance the SPICE SEL program to help students build social emotional skills like empathy and resilience, reducing social anxiety and encouraging participation in a supportive school environment. So, and in our fourth recommendation is expand programs that boost students' performance, fostering resilience, confidence, and social anxiety management while aligning with DepEd's communication and art standards. Our fifth recommendation is implement structured programs under DepEd Order Number 34, offering safe spaces for gradual social interaction, self-esteem enhancement, and mental health support. Our sixth is introduce peer mentorship initiatives to support students with social anxiety, providing companionship during school events to foster inclusion and ease social discomfort. Our seventh is include workshops in after-school programs focusing on anxiety reduction, confidence building, and communication through role-playing and group activities in a nurturing environment. And also, lastly, a recommended title, which is Enhancing Students' Public Performance, an examination of students' social engagement. Thank you for listening, and if there are any questions regarding my research, I would be happy to answer them.